And we are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for you, for the people who love football, for the people who are a little bit intellectual, who like to think about this shit deeply. Welcome to the channel. It is your boy, Chosen Wisdom. I hope everyone is having a good Monday. I hope everyone has had a good weekend. World Cup has started. Do you have the World Cup fever? Are you feeling in the World Cup mood yet? Everyone is taking a while to get into the zone, but boy, the expansion of the World Cup, more teams. Listen. Cape Verde just drew with Spain. Their first point in World Cup history. Surely, guys, the World Cup fever is simmering a little bit. It's simmering a little bit. Big up the community. Big up the community, big up the chat. The chat is chatting. Let me do my introductions. In the building, Niche Fan. In the building, Wendell. Wendell, we're gonna have to talk, Wendell, because you've been missing, Wendell. You've been missing, my guy. We gonna talk about your attendance record, Wendell. Yeah? Big up Wendell, big up Niche Fan. Acho in the building. The squad's in the building. Let's have a good show, guys. Let's have a good conversation. On your left, we're going to mention the fact, as you all know by now, hopefully, Amazon are coming to Manchester United. All or Nothing is going to be shot this season and to be made ready for next summer. We're going to get into it, guys. We're going to get into it. Also, there's conversations after a few matches in the World Cup. There is the Diamande. How good is Diamande? How good is Diamande? Everyone's getting excited. Everyone's getting their willies out. We're going to do the whole World Cup. You know, we're going to buy 100 players from the World Cup. We're going to buy Arshavin. You know, don't forget Arshavin, the Arsenal bought from the World Cup. We're going to talk about some players who've shone so far in the World Cup. What's that midfielder that Arsenal I want to get? What's his name? Buadi? Buadi? Everyone is getting excited about Buadi. So we're going to mention some World Cup stars to watch, but the main gist of today's show, people, will be the squad review. I think we've had enough time now, people. Yeah, we've had enough time. The season's ended. So can we honestly reflect? And I don't want rudeness. I don't want, oh, this player's shit. This player's crap. Get him out of here. I want it to be a bit respectful, right? So we're going to go through our Manchester United squad right now. And we're going to see who's got a future. Who's got a future at the squad? Who would you sell? Who would you keep? And why? So we're going to have a conversation because it's a new era. Apparently, guys, this is going to be a busy transfer window. We're going to get 5 or 6 players in. Hopefully, some of them will be first teamers. So it's time, guys, for us to have a deep, sometimes uncomfortable conversation about the current squad. So big up the community. Let me just touch base in the chat quickly before we start the show. At show in the building. Long time, Wendell. Let me know how you been, my guy. It has been a long time. I hope you're watching the World Cup and all that. Niche Fan in the building. Already Niche Fan started. Already he said we need to buy Buadi at all cost. I see the hype, Niche Fan. I see it. We'll talk about it. I want you guys to tell me his attributes. What do you like about Buadi? What do you see in his game? We're gonna go deep. You know how we do on this channel. We're not the United stand. Just get him because just get him. No. We're gonna analyze this shit properly and break this shit down. Yeah. Buadi, why is he good? Why is he good? Big up the chat. We need reinforcement, says Wendell in the chat. It's gonna be tough. Big up Chosen. Big up Actual Damas in the building. Niche Fan said got Guna and Liverpool channels saying they're getting him. F that. Let's go and get this kid. 90 million. Is he that good? Is he that good? And have you guys been impressed with Diamande? Were you impressed? And how good, guys, was Ahmad's goal for Ivory Coast? How good was that first? That goal was so nice from Ahmad. Ahmad, yeah. Hopefully, guys, Ahmad can come back next season and just tear it up. Someone please buy Onana and Bayindir. We need another striker, says Wendell. I agree with you, Wendell. Boadi is a once in a lifetime chance of signing him, said Niche Fan. We need to get rid of the dinosaurs, says Wendell. Big up, Wendell, man. You've been missed, my guy. Trust me. Um, yeah, man. You guys are, the chat is chatting, guys. The chat is chatting. Big up the chat, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's quickly start with All or Nothing, guys. All or Nothing. Amazon Prime. Manchester United Football Club has okayed this. Let's start last year when Amazon first approached Manchester United when we had Ruben Amorim. United was still kind of open to it, but what was coming out of the club at the time was that Ruben Amorim didn't want it. That was the gist. The gist was United were iffy, but Ruben Amorim killed it. He didn't want the cameras. He didn't want all these things. So, that being said, guys, the question I have is, what's changed? What's changed? What do you think has changed now for United to say yes? What do you think? Honestly, I think before we get into it, it's a good sign, guys, that United are opening up their doors for the scrutiny, for the cameras, for all those things that come with it. Does it mean we're in a good place? For United and for Carrick to say, cool, bring in the cameras, bring in the scrutiny, does it mean we're not afraid anymore? Does it mean we feel confident? Because the cameras start filming this summer. So all the things that happen this summer will be included in the All or Nothing series. So are we so confident? Are we in such a good place that we're like, yeah, bring on your cameras. Yeah, film me when I'm taking when I'm in the toilet. Film me in all these situations. I don't care. Film Carrick's team talks and what he says to the play. Film all of these things because when Arsenal did it, we took the Mickey out of Arteta. Be the ball. Be the ball. What are we gonna get from our series? What would it have been like if Ruben Amorim invited the cameras into Old Trafford, guys? Let me know how you feel about this one, guys. Let me know how you feel about this one. Um, Manchester United confirmed, this is Ben Jacobs, that All or Nothing documentary on the 2026-27 season will be released next summer. The documentary is aligned with the club's desire to be as transparent as possible with fans. Okay. Deal brokered for a record access fee for any comparable documentary. So we know that we're going to get the most money. This is Manchester United we're talking about. This is Manchester United talking about. So we know this is going to be the most expensive. This is going to be the biggest one that they've done. Man United are still, in terms of fan base, arguably the biggest football club in the world. This is going to be huge. Forget what we saw about Man City. Forget the Arsenal and all these ones. This one is going to be massive. Cameras will start rolling from pre-season and will follow the men's first team as well as providing insight into the women's and academy teams. Guys, let's keep a look at this. This is going to be interesting. Let me know what you feel about this. Niche fan says Amorim didn't want that shit. Amorim would have crashed out. Big up, Niche fan. Yeah, Amorim was never on that. Amorim didn't fully have the dressing room. Amorim didn't know what he was doing. Amorim couldn't handle this. Amorim didn't watch when we took penalties. That's how he was. He didn't even want to watch when we took penalties. He's that sort of person. He didn't want to be questioned. He didn't want his system to be questioned. He didn't want the scrutiny, and I don't think he could afford it at that time. But what does it say about where we're going and where we are? What does it say about Omar Barada? What does it say about the football club that we're now at the stage where we believe we can be like, yeah, come on, Amazon, come on in now. Come on in now. I think that's probably where I am confident in this summer transfer window because I'm going to put it out there. Imagine this, guys. Imagine this. For them to say bring in the cameras even in pre-season, even right now while we're doing transfers, does it mean that they have confidence that they're going to get shit done? Because if they don't get shit done this summer, all or nothing is going to show them or show us that they didn't get shit done. So in my mind, in my crazy mind, I'm thinking they must be confident that they're going to do some stuff this summer for them to invite the damn cameras in. So let me know what you guys are feeling about that. We'll move on. It's not a big conversation really, unless you want it to be. Amrin was set up to fail, says Wendell. Wendell, I still, listen, whether I like Amrin or not, this guy was dragged out of his job and told, if you don't come with us now, you know that, come with me if you want to live. That's what we said to Amrin. We said, come with me if you want to live. You either come with us now or you never come with us ever. It's now or never. We dragged this man out of a club where he was probably going to win this league again. So there's so many ways we can look at it. He inherited shizzle, to be honest. He inherited shit, Wendell, that Carrick took over and finished third with. I guess he also signed some players, but he wasn't doing well with the players that he even signed. I want to say that Amram signed these inside 10s and these wing backs for his system, and he couldn't really do it. Michael Carrick came in with Amarim's players and decided, you know what, I'm going to make something work with these players. And then we finished third. That also happened. So it is what it is. Yeah, Amarim's going to Milan, people. Amarim is going to Milan. I think Amarim will be fine. Sometimes things aren't a good fit. Anyway, guys, let's move on. You guys have already started the conversation with regards to World Cup stars. So I'm gonna let's talk about Buwadi. How do you guys pronounce it? I say Buwadi. Let's talk about Buwadi. Now, first and foremost, the guy is 18 years old. Yeah, he's a kid. He's really, really young. And the first thing I notice about Buwadi is this guy's huge. He's tall. He's about 6 foot or something. And then what comes to mind is, okay, cool. He's Xerxes sort of height. Can he move? When you think about the way that the Premier League is going and what you have to do in midfield now, listen, I'm going to wax lyrical about him. I'm going to say all the positive things next, but I'm going to say my concerns first. How mobile is this 6 foot 18-year-old in the Premier League of everyone running rapidly around the place, counter-attacking? How mobile is this guy? That being said, I'm not going to lie, guys. That's one of the only concerns I have when I watch this guy play. First of all, I'm not even taking the piss, guys. He's got a bit of Guendouzi about him. Hear me out. Maybe it's the hair as well. Maybe it's the hair. But the way he give and go, the way that he always wants the ball, he's running around, give me the ball, give me the ball. He looks Guendouzi-ish. And I'm not saying he is Guendouzi. But the way he plays, he's got close control. He's got a good way of pass about him. Short pass, really good. I don't know about his long pass game. I haven't seen enough of his long pass game to ascertain how good he is when it comes to long pass. He's able to drop a shoulder. For his height, he's quite agile. He's not a Paul Pogba, or is he? He's not physical specimen like a Paul Pogba, but he's 6 foot almost, so he's tall. I don't know. He's one of those players there who's good, really, really good. He looks really good, but is he that good, guys? How much would you spend on him? Niche fan, Atro, the chat. I'm not. Wendell's gonna throw things at me. Not Guendouzi in terms of ability, but the way he, no, Guendouzi, how Guendouzi used to play. A bit like that. He's 18, he's young. I'm not quite sure how much positional discipline he has yet. But just based purely on tech, his tech, it is very, very nice. Very, very nice. His physicality, his height, all of these things, I can see it. I can see it. Let me just see what the chat is saying. Yeah, Zexy's 6'4", but Zexy's 6'4", but Buwadi looks like he's at least 6 foot, bro. 6'1". He looks tall to me. He looks tall to me. Um, he's fast, says Niche Fan. Very mobile. All right, all right. Buwadi needs to fill out a bit more, says Atro. He's 18, so you expect that to come, Atro, right? In time. By the way, guys, off topic. Have you seen Kai Rooney? Have you seen Kai Rooney recently? It might be fake, yeah, but Kai Rooney looks like he could knock me out. Kai Rooney looks like he could knock me out, bro. And Kai Rooney's what, 40? Bro, if Kai Rooney inherits Wayne Rooney's genes, which he looks like he has, and if he's anywhere near as good as Wayne Rooney, play him. Play him at age 15. I don't care. But yeah, let's see what the chat is saying. He's on another level intellectually. Do I like about him as well when I see him, Niche Fan? I like a player who don't care about positions. Because football, we create positions. It's just a grass. It's just a grass. You should be able to play anywhere, bro. It's football's football. So we create these little positions to bring order to football. I like players who just like, listen, I'm just gonna receive the ball from my back to goal, receive the ball facing the goal, receive the ball in any different angle, anywhere on the pitch, and I feel comfortable with it. He just looks comfortable with the ball, and I love that when I see players who are just comfy. Just give me the ball. Under pressure. I've got 2 players around me. I don't care. Give me the ball now. I love that shit, bro. I love players like that. Big up the chat. Eddie Black's in the building. Buwadi is good and had a good season. However, people are getting ahead of themselves from one performance. Let it breathe. He ain't done anything in the game. And this is, thank you, Eddie. As much I want to wax lyrical about him and say all these positive things, I need someone like Eddie with a different perspective to be like, cool, bro, this guy's 18. He had a good match. And yes, he is techie, but we've seen so many players like this in the past that haven't gone on to hit the heights. So I'm glad Eddie's coming with just a bit of a more maybe a more level perspective. Maybe. Nah, he's no Paul Pogba, says Acho. Yeah, he's not. He's only 18. He'll fill out. Niche Fan says. Yeah, big up Eddie in the building, bro. Big up Eddie. I hope you're doing well, my guy. 90 million though, Niche Fan. Oh, and this is the problem, Niche Fan. This is the problem with football, bro. One good season in France, and was he Lille? Won a good game in the World Cup. 90 million. I saw Diamande. Diamande's had one good season, bro, for Leipzig. 90 million. We are living in a world, yeah, where back in the day, you need to have 2 or 3 good seasons for me to spend any money on you. Now you can have one good season and teams like cash in now because he could flop next season. After that one good season, sell him for as much as you can and hype him up because you don't know the next season he might be a dud. And it's hard for me to see these crazy fees after just one season of football. One season of football. Nishan says 90 gets him. Acho said 60. He'll spend 60 max. Wendell says 50 max. I don't mind that, Wendell. I think the 90 stuff is oof. And also, guys, a question I want to ask you is this. I see Man United fans online everywhere getting stressed, anxious that we're not splashing 120 million pounds on players. These same fans also moan that we splash too much money on players. And I feel like we're in a space where there's people saying, oh, go and get Anderson. I don't care. 120 million, go and get him. And those same players would moan, because that's half our transfer budget of 250 million. If we spend 125 on Anderson, that's half our budget. I feel like those same fans will moan if we only get 2 or 3 players in. I think the fan base need to decide, what do you want? I've said it before. We are squad building. Our first team has demonstrated that we are better than Arsenal. No, listen. You don't have to believe me. All I'm saying is the first team demonstrated, Carrick demonstrated that we're better than Arsenal. We got more points than Arsenal did when he took over. So now we need to build a squad so we can play multiple games a season. We cannot spend half our transfer budget on one midfielder when we need 3. So I'm just trying to encourage the United fans to be a bit more pragmatic, I guess, with everything. Big up the chat. Big up the chat. Chosen, he's literally a 160 IQ genius. Xerxes is tall and strong with a 60 IQ. No comparison. Niche fans moving mad, bro. I think Xerxes got a good footballing IQ, but you're right. Midfielders like Buadi, he just looks good. He looks good. I'm just saying, let's calm down a little bit. I think he's everything that we need. Would you guys say at 18 years old, he's better than Mateus Fernandes? That's a question. Would you take him over Mateus Fernandes? Because I wouldn't. But would you? What happened to Tonali and Chouameni? We can talk about that as well, Wendell. Nah, Xerxes teched off. I feel like players like Xerxes need players on his wavelength. There's so many players like Ahmad, Xerxes, and even a Jadon Sancho, whether you like him or not, these players, when Jadon plays for other teams, when he plays for Dortmund and he's playing with fullbacks who combine with him, who overlap, who are on his wavelength, he's a baller. He's sick. The whole isolation stuff, the whole I'm not going to join you, Sancho, as a fullback. I'm going to give you the ball, Sancho, and I want you to take your man on 1v1. Maybe he's not that good. He's not Diamande. He's not that guy. But combination play, fullbacks overlap him. Hakimi, when he was playing with the Hakimi, chef's kiss. There's different kind of players. Some who hold on to the ball and keep the ball. Some are 1v1 demons. So many different types of players. And I feel like Xerxes got IQ. I think Xerxes' IQ is decent, man. Oh, niche fan. Hey, niche fan, are you... Okay. Niche fan loves Buadi. To be honest, niche, loads of people love Buadi, and I can see why. We've spoken about it. He has certain qualities that we haven't seen in a while in an 18-year-old. If anything, do you know who he also reminds me of? Who was a bit like that? Iqbal. You know Iqbal? The player that we had? Bro, let's not act like Iqbal wasn't teched off as well a little bit. He was all right, Iqbal. I'm not saying he's as good, but I'm saying he reminds me of Iqbal a little bit. Wendell says, I'd rather buy Greenwood before I spend 90. Wendell, my guy, I'm with you. Here's Fabrizio about Buadi. Buadi is one of the standout talents at the World Cup. It's interesting he said that after one game. But also, guys, be careful. Because he's had one game, yeah, and people are saying he's the standout at the World Cup. And not all the teams have played yet. So also, watch carefully the media propaganda around players. I always sometimes try to step out of my mind a little bit and say, hold on a second, why after this one game is everyone like this? And I watched the kid, and the kid was good. But I'm also thinking, is this a bit over the top? Essentially is what I'm asking. Eddie says, United all or nothing is gonna be mad. Oh, niche fan, I understand what you're saying. Niche fan says, go and watch his videos. He's got science degrees and math degrees at 18. All right, now I understand what niche fan is saying, because niche fan, What you're trying to allude to is general intelligence. And I've said many, many times, Niche fan, the reason why I like players like Saka, Saka's an A-grade student. And you can see by the way he plays football, he's smart. I talk about critical thinking and all these things on this channel. I like intelligent footballers. And you can tell Buwadi is smart. You can tell he's intelligent. And if Niche fan's coming in my chat and telling me that he's got degrees at 18 already, that's crazy. If that is true, Niche fan, that is wild. Buwadi literally sees stuff other players can't. He does chaos math in real life. Acho says Iqbal was my young G. Bro, I liked Iqbal. I like Iqbal. Iqbal didn't have a genius level IQ. You can argue that. He didn't have it up there. Big up Kwaku in the building. Hey, Kwaku. Quakes. Earthquakes. Yeah. But why the hype could be James Rodriguez. That is what I'm conscious of. Just saying, all right, let's just be careful. That's all. Um, yeah, all right. If that's true, bro, yeah, genius, genius. No way we're spending 100. Let me read up, guys. You know, I scrolled down so I can see what you're saying about the most recent thing, but you know, I missed some of the chats up there. So let me just scroll up a little bit, guys. Sorry, bro. He was clapping the pass with two players around him. Yeah. Niche fan is on the Buwadi hype. No way we're spending 120 on Anderson. City will get a 90-point deduction. I think the best thing that could happen with Anderson, personally, guys, is City pulled out. City pulled out and says, no, we're not spending 120. I need the market to do a reset. And I think the only way we can do a full reset is if we don't spend over the odds. We keep complaining about these teams charging over the odds. Well, don't spend over the odds and then they won't charge over the odds. We are the issue. We are the issue, guys. The big teams. So Man City, just like, you know, when Brighton tried to charge us 100 million for Baleba, we went 100 million for Baleba? All right, wait right there. 1 second. Went to our car and we drove home. No, wait, I'll be back in 2 minutes. 100 million. Let me go get the money in my car. I'll be back. Fucking shit, fuck this shit. I'm getting home, man. What the fuck, man? 100 million, motherfuckers. That's what happened. So, if Man City walk away, that might reset things because he's not going to go anywhere. No one can afford 120 million and he's going to go for cheaper next year. He has to. But that's not going to happen. But I think that's the best thing that could happen because if that happens, maybe our fee for Mateus Fernandes will go down. You know, trickle down economics. Trickle down. Maybe we'll get some trickle down effect. He has to start somewhere, bro. But at the same time, I want City to buy him so they leave our players alone. I need Real Madrid to go and get Enzo so they leave Mateus Fernandes alone. Because this Real Madrid hovering around this Mateus Fernandes deal, they can go fuck off. They really can go suck out. I don't like Madrid and I don't like Barcelona. Okay, that's it. Urenki. Yeah. He looks good as well. Oh, by the way, guys, what do you make about, because Ahmad started most of the matches for Ivory Coast in AFCON. And the first game he didn't start and I was confused. I was like, why wouldn't you start Ahmad? And I saw Diamande on the right hand side. I was like, okay. Yeah, Diamande is more of a 1v1 demon. He's got more pace. Ahmad's more of a keep the ball sort of winger. Ahmad's more of a, you know, the little Jadon Sancho 10s who aren't the quickest. They're small and they got good close control and they're not speed demons. So they can't just burst past players. Ahmad, it's going to be interesting with Ahmad because Ahmad, he still can beat a man. He still can beat a man, but he's not this freaky speed demon like he was before. So Ahmad's going to have to change his game a little bit, cut inside a bit more. I don't know. I think the Ahmad situation is going to be interesting. Anyway, Lille have tied Buwadi down to a deal until 2029. And the Premier League clubs are circling. It sounds as if Arsenal are one of the first teams to approach this guy. Um, so we will see. We will see. I see Alfred has stepped in the building as well. Big up people. Big up Alfred. Um, there you go. I like the chat because different opinions, guys. Different opinions. You got some people waxing lyrical saying, go get him. Chop off your arm to go get him. And you have some people saying, relax a little bit. Relax a little bit, guys. Don't be fooled by Moroccan defensive midfielder after a World Cup performance. We suffered enough with that slide tackling Andrew Tate. Big up Alfred! And we got Alfred in the building. The slide tackling Andrew Tate. For a second there, I'm thinking, who? Oh yeah, Haram Rabat. Haram Rabat. Did we forget? We forget we had Haram Rabat. How did that work out? But to be fair, Alfred, yeah, Buadi is not Amrabat. He isn't. He is not Amrabat. If we miss out on him, we are effed. Niche fan, bro. There's more, bro. Niche. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I like Mateus Fernandes. I really do. I think he's got better passing range, yeah, than Buadi. I think he does. So I'm good with Mateus Fernandes. I really am. But when I looked at Mateus Fernandes' stats, especially compare them to a guy who's worth 50 million more in Eddie Anderson, I'm like, hold on a second. They're not even that much. Same assists, defensive stats are the same. Like, they're very similar, but one's 50 million pounds more. And I'm like, hold on a second. I don't know. Amrabat was good though. Oh, hey, Atro, you said it. Atro said Amrabat was good. Guys, I don't know. Don't all attack Atro. It's true. We played Amrabat, yeah. We played Amrabat left back, right back. No, we took the liberties with Amrabat. We did. But Atro, in our defence, I think when we did play him in central midfield, he weren't doing much. In our defence. I don't know, guys. All right. All right, people. Keep, sell. And like I said, we're not gonna do this. Oh, just sell him. He's crap. I wanna try to make this a bit deeper. I want us to start thinking about, because it's very difficult because we don't know what kind of football Carrick wants to play. I hope Carrick wants to fluid front midfield three, PSG like, and he seems to want a bit of fluidity in the front three. He's from a Man United era where we had Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez. Yeah. So in his brain, I reckon Carrick wants our front three to just be saucy. I think he wants our midfield to be this energetic and also saucy. Michael Carrick is a techie midfielder. So I know he knows what a techie midfielder looks like. I think maybe, should we start with the defence and work our way up to the forwards? Let's start with the defenders. This is going to be tough, guys. And I want honesty. And I want reasons why. I want reasons why. All right? Is that all right, guys? And also, it will let me know what... Because sometimes we don't talk about certain players, guys. And it will make me know what you think about these players and where you think we're going. So let's do this. Everyone else has done it. Keep and sell. I want to know the opinions of my chat. Yeah. I think Dorgu will be easy. And also, we need to comment on the play. So let's do a little season review. Dorgu. Very, very easy. We got to keep Dorgu. Dorgu is very, very promising. I remember, and I keep saying the same thing, when we got Dorgu and we spent 25, I don't think it was 25, I think it was 25 million euros. So I think it was 20 million pounds on Dorgu. And people are like, who's Dorgu and who's this? He was brought in as a left wing back. Very erratic, very raw. But guys, sometimes you don't know how people will develop. You can buy a raw talent like the striker, Hoyland, and he takes a while to develop. Or you can buy someone raw and he doesn't develop at all, and he just continues to be raw. Or you can buy someone like Dorgu. I think Dorgu's potential, because of what we've seen in just 1 year, and he shattered, smashed the ceiling, smashed any glass ceiling, smashed any barrier that the fan base put in. Oh, Dorgu can't do this. Dorgu, shut up. Shut the hell up. So he smashed all of that, defied all the odds. And because of that, I'm afraid to put any more barriers. I'm afraid now to limit him. I can't be like, Dorgu can only be this. Dorgu can only. No, I'm not going to say that anymore because he's already proven to me that he smashed my expectations. So why would I put another expectation or another limitation on him? So for me, let me know what you think about Dorgu. Dorgu's easy. I don't think, and once again, I keep saying the same thing. Dorgu doesn't even need to be a first teamer all the time. Dorgu could be our Park Ji Sung. He could be our Park Ji Sung. So we keep Dorgu because his development over 1 year has been so. Because bro, this guy's taking his left foot, yeah, and smashing balls into the top corner, top bins twice, and he's doing it on international duty. Quicker than everyone else, stronger than everyone else. Dorgu at this moment of time, yeah. If my man went to Newcastle, who's the guy with locks that went from Man United to Nottingham Forest to Newcastle? Alanga. If Alanga's going for 50 M's and Garnacho's going for 50 M's, how much is Patrick Dorgu worth right now? Anyway, let me see the chat is saying, yeah, Dorgu, keep Dorgu, no brainer. All right, maybe I'm talking too much. It's a no brainer, so maybe I should need to shut the hell up and move on. All right, the chat has spoken. I should shut the hell up and move on. We're gonna keep Dorgu and Bawadi, says Nishran. Bawadi's gonna find Dorgu all the time, set him free. Also, Dorgu is a running behind winger. I want Ahmad to run in behind more. Dallo. Ooh. Dallo is a dud, overrated and not good enough. Mourinho bikes him to sell to Madrid. Dorgu is a must keep. De Ligt, world class, but injury prone. Heaven is a beast. That's Wendell's opinions on that. De Ligt injured while wearing the shirt. Alfred, De Ligt was injured taking a picture. Is Dorgu a winger? I still listen to, every now and again I put on a United stand. Every now and again I put on something else and I hear Dorgu's a left back. Even Saeed TV, Dorgu's a left back. And I'm like, what does Dorgu need to do to prove that? Don't stop limiting him. Dorgu is everything. Play Dorgu left back, he'll be fine. That's his position. Play Dorgu right back, he'll be fine. We've seen Dorgu play left wing back. He was fine. We've seen Dorgu play right wing back. He was fine. We've seen Dorgu play left forward. Amazing. We've seen Dorgu play right forward. Amazing. Cool. Stop putting limitations on this kid. If you've seen him play every position, yeah, on the left flank and every position on the right flank, all the way up the pitch, everyone needs to relax and shut the hell up. And stop saying he can't do stuff, and because he's shown he can. That's what I'm saying. Dallo, I'm not gonna lie with you guys. If we're doing a pragmatic thing, as in let's look at the money that we've got, all these things, then I'm saying we keep Dallo for 1 year. However, if it was up to me and I had funds and all these things, I'm selling Dallo, bro. I'm selling Dallo and I'm getting it right back. I am. I am. So I want to know, Dallo sell or keep? I'll say Dallo sell. I feel like most people saying Dallo sell. Dallo keep for rotation, says Kwaku. 1 year is too long. The Dallo thing, ooh, we'll keep Dallo for now. I feel like it's split, so we'll keep Dallo for now. For now, delete. The injuries, bro. No, Wendell says Dallo. No, Wendell says Dallo needs to go. I think ideally, I would sell Dallo. I think he's been here for 5 years now. I need a new right back. With others, yeah, ideally. Delete. This is where I'm with Delete. Caveats. I would say sell Delete if we know his injury problems are long term. If we know that he's going to recover and play for 3 months, but get injured again for another 2 months, if we know this is going to be for the next 2 or 3 years, I think we should get rid of him now and bring in another centre back. We can't because he's injured right now. We can't sell him while he's injured. But unfortunately, it's sell him not because he's not good enough. Sell him because I'm now fearing his lack of availability, and therefore United will need to rely on Maguire more and more. You know how Maguire is supposed to be like third or fourth choice? He's going to be first choice if Dele remains injured. So, based on his injuries, guys, I'm not going to lie, I like Dele, but guys, we got to think about the squad. We can't have a broken man just on our books for years and years. We've done that with um another guy who looks similar. What's the guy called? He was supposed to be the next Bobby Charlton when Fergie bought him. Phil Jones. We did that with Phil Jones. Niche fan said 2 Buadis and 8 dog. Oh yeah, I forgot Niche fan and his Dorgus, bro. 11 Dorgus in a team. Atro says keep Delit, our best centre back, but the injuries persist or he does not come back 80% of his best, then shift him. That's probably where I am. I'm keep or sell Delit based on how his injuries go, based on the assessment of his injuries, not based on his ability per se. Wendell says Delit is world class, but he loves the operating room. Yeah, I feel like we're all saying the same thing. I feel like the chat admits that Delit is a good player. We're concerned about his lack of availability, and if he spends another season injured, then a decision needs to be made. All right, cool. I feel like the next 3 guys, we can skip the next 3 because they're youngsters. So we'll scroll down. We've got Tyler Fredrickson. I don't know if some of these youngsters are gonna make it, guys. I'm not gonna lie here. When it comes to youngsters, sometimes I'm just cutthroat. Sometimes I'm like, listen, youngsters, the academy, every year we have a set of 20 players that graduate, and then next year another 20, and then next year it just keep. I'm not too attached, basically, to these academy guys. So, let's go back. So Heaven will keep. I think Heaven is very simple. We don't need to talk about Heaven too much, but in terms of the season review, I will say this about Heaven. I think we need to be a bit calmer when it comes to Heaven. And the reason why I say that is because Heaven's had a few good games. And all of a sudden, people are saying that he's better than Lenny Euro. And he could be. But then I remember when Lenny Euro came, his first year in a back 5 as a left centre back, he was phenomenal. So I'm saying we've seen Lenny Euro ball out for a whole year. His first year in the Premier League, he was really good, Lenny Euro. And then his second year was a bit up and down. And all of a sudden, Heaven's better. What if Heaven has a bad season next season? What if Heaven goes through a rough patch and then Lenny Euro steps up? Will we then go, Lenny Euro's better? I don't know. I just feel like Heaven and Euro, especially Euro, some of the criticisms Euro gets is a bit too much for me personally. And I feel like we just need to be careful. They're both only 19, 20 years old. And I said it before, guys. Saliba, what's the one who partnered Saliba? My mind's just gone blank. Brazilian, Arsenal. Gabriel, these guys weren't playing centre back at 18, 19. It is difficult to play centre back at 18, 19 for Manchester United Football Club, for a top club. It is. It is. We don't buy kiddie centre backs. That sounded weird. But you know what I mean. We don't really. So people saying sell Tyler. All right, I forgot about loan. All right, so we loaned Diego Leon. So let's finish that row. We loaned Diego Leon because that's funny. Loan Diogo Leon. My gosh, my brain couldn't get the loan and Leon. Loan Diogo Leon. Fucking hell, bro. There's too much owns. All right, so we loaned Diogo because he's a kid. And even when we bought Diogo Leon, I said to people, listen, let's not get excited about his physicality because this guy looks like an ox, Diogo Leon. We didn't see him last season at all. Send him on loan to a Premier League club, to the Championship. Just let him play some football now. Keep Heaven and sell Tyler. All right, next row. Next row, guys. Big up the chat. Keep Hayden, loan Leon. Malacia is like Sansa in Game of Thrones. Against all odds. Yes, Malacia is still here, people. He's bro. You're right. He's a survivor. He survived the bomb squad. You know, he probably flipping deactivated the bomb. You know the ones. He was there just deactivating bombs and shit. Survived the bomb squad. Niche fan says he can't keep the lit. It's pointless keeping the lit. Mason Glass Man Mount says Niche fan. Pre-season's about to be sensational. Atro. No way. Chelsea paid for Garnet. Bro, Chelsea are flipping 50 million for Garnacho. Beautiful. Listen, I wanna have a bath and just soak in that flipping Chelsea tears. That's what I want to do, guys. After what they did to us with Mason Mount. They can't shift Garnacho, bro. They literally just bought him last year. I'm pretty sure it was about a 4-year contract. Yeah? Oh, beautiful. It couldn't have happened to a nicer football club. Now Chelsea are finishing 8th or 9th, whatever they finished. Chelsea are in trouble, bro. They try to take. Oh, let's just sit in Chelsea misery for one. Just give me 1 second, guys, and sit in this. They tried to rob us for Delap. They knew we're in for Delap. They watched us and they said, Delap, we'll take him. How has that worked out for you? How is Rory Delap worked out for you, bro? You want to shift him after 1 year. After one season, these guys want to shift him. Garnacho, how's that worked out for you? After one season, you guys want to shift him. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, this is an interesting one. We have to keep Maguire. We have to keep Maguire because of the Dillet situation, unfortunately. And we have to keep the Maguire because we don't know if we're going to get in a defender this summer. So I think Maguire is a keep. Malacia is going anyway, but the Martinez one is interesting. The Martinez one is interesting. Maguire is getting a lot of love because Dillet's injured. I want to make it clear. If Delete wasn't injured, Maguire would not be seeing this football pitch as much as he has. He would not be. Especially one game a week. Delete can play 1 game a week. He can manage that load. If Shaw can do it, Delete can do it. We only see Maguire because Delete is injured. So this whole Maguire's the best defender in the world again, cut it out right now. Not my chat. We can talk about how he's had a decent season, all these things, but let's not act like Maguire is a new footballer. Let's not act like he's got speed all of a sudden. Let's not act like he's not still immobile. Let's not act like he didn't concede 2 penalties in a space of a month because of his lack of mobility. And let's not act like we can play on the halfway line. We can play on the halfway line the way that we want to. Let's not act like these things are true because none of these things are true. Maguire still has his deficiencies, but right now, until I'm sure that we get another replacement in for Delete and a proper centre back, we just have to keep Maguire. We just have to keep Maguire, guys. Para Malacia, like I said, he's gone. Martinez, though, Atro. Guys, Martinez. Mm, Once again, I think this is circumstantial, guys. In an because once he's similar to Dilip Martinez. Martinez's injuries means that I want to sell him. I want to sell him. I also feel like every time Martinez returns from injury, he gets slower. He gets less physical. I don't see him getting better. And it's a shame because Martinez, I think, is a good footballer. You know, some defenders can play football. Martinez is a defender that can actually play football. He can pass the ball, but he's always injured. And as much as I ignore his height and as much as I ignore his stature, if the Premier League is full blown pace and power again, he will be a liability. His lack of height means that he will be a liability. So once again, in an ideal world, I might sell Martinez. I might sell Martinez, but because of the circumstances, for now, we might have to keep him. Let me know. Let me know, guys. Martinez, sell, loan, or keep, and why. Acho in the building says Martinez should have been shifted to Barcelona and we should have got Slaughter Beck. I agree. I agree. The one issue with tackling each part of your squad every year, as in do defense, then do midfield, then do attack, is that it's been 2 years now since or 2 or 3 years since we've made serious defensive signings. And I keep saying, I think defense, we've done the attack now, and we're going to do midfield this year. But Arsenal won the league because of their defense, not because of their attack. And we know defense wins leagues, attack wins what? Games. All right, let's move on. Mazraoui is a keep. I think that's very, very simple. He probably wanted more games under Carrick. I'm pretty sure he wants more games under Carrick. I see that he plays left back for Morocco, and he's one of Morocco's best players, and he's going to have a good tournament. We keep Mazraoui. There's no reason to sell Mazraoui. He can play right back. He can play left back. He's technical enough to play other positions in the squad. Keep him. I don't think he's on big wages, Mazraoui. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't see the reason to sell him. So we keep Mazraoui for me. Let me know if you disagree. Luke Shaw, pragmatic. Because, okay, let's be pragmatic. We have to keep Luke Shaw because he's the only left back at the club. Mazraoui can play there, but that's Luke Shaw's position. However, in an ideal world, I'd want a better left back that drives forward. This is arguably Luke Shaw's best season in terms of availability. To the point where we kept hearing he played every game in the Premier League. He played every game in the Premier League. That is a really good achievement from somebody who's always injured every season. The once a week thing has helped him. The load, or the lack of load in this case, has helped him. But we're going to play more games now. He needs competition. We're in for Lewis Hall, hopefully. I would say keep Luke Shaw, if I'm being pragmatic, because who else is going to play there for now? But we do need competition for him, and we do need a backup. We do need to start thinking about, and to be honest, we don't need to. We should have been, and we've been trying to. For the past 6 years, every 2 years we buy a left back. So it's not like United haven't been trying to. Every 2 years we buy a left back. Malacia, Tellez, or whoever. So keep Shaw for now, but his time needs to be coming to an end in the first team. Leniro is easy. We bought him a season ago, 2 seasons ago, for £60 million. He was supposed to be the up and coming centre back. He's supposed to be the up and coming worldy centre back, the 18, 19-year-old who has the world at his feet. As I said before, for me, his first season, really, really good. For an 18-year-old to come into the Premier League and to play the way he played at left centre back and sometimes right centre back was really good. I remember him being skinned by that Southampton guy in his first season, and then his second season, you know, He was in and out, in and out, in and out. Which is this season's his second season. He's been in and out, but he's young. He's young, guys. There's gonna be more seasons. He might have other seasons that are not that good, but I just have faith in Lenny Euro. I've seen enough of Lenny to believe that he's gonna come good. However, I say this, guys, Lenny does need to get his act together. He does need to get his act together. Acho said, bald Maz is a Mazza. Luke Shawarma should get shifted like kebab on Edgware Road. Yeah. All right, guys. That's the defense. Let me know what you're. Let's go to the midfield. Let's go to the midfield. Cass is gone. I think Bruno, we keep. I think that's a no-brainer. It's quite interesting. We went from let's sell Bruno. We have to sell Bruno to now we have to keep Bruno. After the season that Bruno has just had, we absolutely, I think, have to keep him now. Listen, a man who just broken the assist record in the Premier League. If you want to win the Premier League, your mentality is to try to harness that out of him again for a second season. And if you do that, you might get closer to winning the Premier League. So listen, I'm not Bruno's biggest fan. The first half of the season, he was trash. Let's be honest. The first half of the season, Ruben Amorim, double pivot, next to Casemiro, he wasn't great. Second half of the season, Michael Carrick, in his natural or in his favoured 10 position, less defensive responsibilities, much better. To the point where one of Bruno's biggest critics was like, do you know what? This guy's saucing. This guy was doing nutmegs. This guy was doing the most towards the end of the season. So, Acho says, in an ideal world, Bruno gets shifted. I feel like if we had loads of midfielders that could take his place, then he gets shifted. I feel like now is not the time to shift him. I feel like if we were all in with Ruben Amorim, we went all in his processes, his systems, shift him. But the fact that we didn't shift him, and apparently Ruben Amorim wanted to keep him, I think was Ruben Amorim's downfall. If Ruben Amorim was serious with his system and everything else, Ruben Amorim would have pushed to shift this guy. And he didn't. He didn't. um Alfred says keep Mason Mount. All right, so Jack Fletcher, send him out on loan. Send Fletcher out on loan. I don't want to see these guys like Jack Fletcher in the squad. Not when we're gonna have Edisons and all these guys. Our squad is gonna be it should be in terms of quality just thicker. And if that's the case, then both Fletchers need to go out on loan. At least. All right, let's go. Kobe, very simple. We keep Kobe. Once again, similar to Bruno, Kobe, first half of the season, not playing. If we listen to Ruben Amorim, guys, we might not have Kobe Manu. If we went fully on board with Amorim, we might have sold Kobe Manu. I want you. That's crazy. That's wild. So Kobe, very simple. We sell. I'm not interested really in the whole building a team around Kobe Manu. Unless you're Messi or Ronaldinho or someone absolutely outstanding, I'm not always here to listen to people who want to build a team around you. You're just part of the team, bro. I think Kobe is gonna have a good season. He ended the season well. Getting more mobile players around him, hopefully will bring out the best of him. I want Kobe Manu to be able to, pick the ball up from the back four if he wants, be that DM, but I want him to have the license to go forward. When Kobe Manu goes forward, it is dangerous. And that's why I like Mateus Fernandes. Because Mateus Fernandes' passing range, he can sit there. That's what he does for West Ham. He can pick the ball up from the back four. Give Kobe Manu license to roam, to dribble. to do those things. Because at the moment, Kobe is picking the ball up from the back four as a DM. And yes, he does have license to roam a little bit, but Cass is the one who goes forward a lot. I want to see Kobe more forward next season. So let's keep Kobe. Kobe's got a bright future at the club. Let's also once again remind ourselves that Kobe Mainu is 21 years old. What could the core of our team look like? Think about it, guys. The core of our team could be 21 Kobe Mainu, 21 years old Mateus Fernandez, 20-year-old Heaven, 20-year-old Lenny Euro, uh, maybe an Alex Scott who's 22, 23-year-old Ahmad, 25-year-old Mbimo, 26-year-old Cunha, 23-year-old Sesko. You know, we could get a young Lewis Hall on the left. I'm just saying out loud, guys. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. Alfred, against Morocco. Against Morocco, Casemiro turned into flipping last year's Casemiro. At the end of the day, guys, you just got to understand how Casemiro plays. You got to understand your players and how to get best out of the players. In this sort of World Cup games, yeah, one thing I've noticed, guys, is that the pace of the games, yeah, uh, they're not usual. You know, World Cup sometimes is slow, it's boring, it's side to side. But these guys, yeah, the pace of the passing, the pace of the games in the World Cup is decent. And this little break, this advertising break that they're now calling a water break, because it's like 22, because it's basically like American sports, it's quarters now. Quarter, 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 quarter. I see how players just go ham. They run and they go all out each quarter and they gas out. It's almost been used strategically now, the breaks. And Casemiro, to get the best out of Casemiro, you need low block, low to mid block, compact. If you want an expansive game, wide open game, Cass might struggle. Cass might struggle. Mason Mount, I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not going to spend long on Mason Mount. Get the hell out. Alfred, I respect your opinion, bro. You know I do. But I cannot have Mason Mount. Similar reasons that I gave for other players that are always injured. I think to have a player for 3 years now, because this is his third season, right? Yeah. One under Amrim, two under Amrim now. Well, 1.5 under Amrim, half under Carrick, and a whole season under Ten Hag, right? His lack of availability means that he needs to be shifted. We have to keep it 100. We can't be like, Martial's never fit. Martial's a much better footballer than him, and we wanted to get rid of Martial for not always being available. But yet this guy gets to stay at the club and play 5 games a season. No, no, no. So sell Michael Carrick. Um, so for me, Mason, I'll always say this: Mason, as a footballer, his tech is sound. What I mean by sound is, I think Mason Mount will give you a 6 or 7 out of 10. He's technically sound, but he just goes missing. He doesn't grab the games by the scruff of the neck. He doesn't stand tall. He's not somebody who you can rely on. He's not someone who will grab the ball. Like Bruno takes responsibility. Even Kobe, you can see the way he plays football. He's like, give me the ball. I take responsibility. Cass goes looking for the ball. Mason Mount is somebody that when the going gets tough, you don't even notice that he's on a pitch. You don't notice he's on a pitch sometimes. You can watch a 90-minute and you'll be like, oh yeah, Mason Mount's playing. These sort of passenger players that are still good. That's why I compare him to what's his name? I compare him to Lingard. Those sort of players. Don't forget they played for England in the same time. When Lingard's on form and playing well, he looks unplayable. But then there's games will just drift past Lingard and he's just not there. He's just not there. So Mount can go. And obviously Ugarte, we know he is leaving anyway. So we don't need to have a conversation about Ugarte. We don't need to kick him while he is down, guys. Big up the chat. I see Alfred said, so Michael Carrick. I can't look at this glaring smile. How can you hate him? Alfred's making me. I think that's. I don't hate him, but as funny as that is, Alfred, yeah, that's why I don't do the Mason Mount stuff. When it comes to the English talent, yeah, when it comes to Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, these guys who are protected by the English media. If Paul Pogba or Martial had the injury record of Mason Mount, we wouldn't be we would be hearing get him out like all this time. But these English players like Mason Mount, who are protected by all their journalists, protect them. Their agents are friends with the journalist. They don't get all the negativity that the foreign players get. I can't stand that shit, bro. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand the protection of the Shaws and the Mounts and these guys by the media, who hardly ever. We as fans scrutinize them, but the media protects them. Mason Mount will be injured for the whole season, and as soon as he comes back and scores a goal, the media will be like, "Yeah, Mason Mount is great," and no one will talk about the fact that he was injured all season. Let that be someone else, and you see how the media narrative will be different. The protection of some of these players, bro, is absolutely incredible. I'm supposed to believe, yeah, that we should have sold Kobe Mainu in January, according to the media, but keep Mason Mount. The amount of people that wanted Kobe Mainu sold after what they saw for 2 seasons of this kid, but I should leave Mason Mount alone. And there's no scrutiny. No, not here, not on this channel, not with my brain. Another way, no, I can't have that. So big up the chat. Let's finish off with the attackers. This is why we need midfielders, guys. Look at our midfield. Look at our midfield, guys. Look at this. Our midfield is dead. The only guys that are going to be left, yeah, are Bruno and Kobe. Our midfield is dead. Mount doing his medical studies during his part-time. He might as well. He might as well become a doctor, because he knows more about that than football at this point. Attackers, guys. This is going to be interesting. To finish off this stream, our attackers. I'm going to start by saying, factually, this is not an opinion. We have the best performing attackers in the league. Factually, we are the only team that has all three of our new signings to score 10 goals or more. Arsenal's front three didn't score 10 goals or more. Maybe Gyökeres did, but the rest of them didn't. Our front three are the most potent front three in the league. End of story. Yeah. And I'm not even talking about Ahmad, because Ahmad, yeah, could have easily added to that. And that's why I'm not even angry at Ahmad. You know that we scored almost the same amount of goals as Arsenal, and Ahmad only scored about 3 goals. So I know there's more to come. Cunha ended the season really well. I like Cunha. I really, really like Cunha. The way he's played on the left as well has surprised me. Yes, he does drift in. Of course he does. But I've also seen him go down the outside on the left too. Cunha is an absolute keep. I don't think we need to... All of these guys are an absolute keep, except for Xerxes when we get to him. And we're going to have a conversation about Xerxes. So Cunha, this is just the beginning. We're going to get more from him, and I think he's going to get better. We also forget, these guys are not in their prime. Cunha's only 25. Cunha's 26. Technically, his prime is not here yet. Ahmad, even though people are going to try to write him off, people say we should sell him, all of these things, I'm not selling Ahmad for no money, for nothing. I'm not even swapping Ahmad for Diamande. I'm not even doing that. I'm not even doing that. You keep Ahmad. Absolutely, bro. You keep Ahmad. I keep saying, I hope the wing-back stint hasn't messed him up. I did say that I think he needs a rest. Man was playing all the games for Man United. They went to AFCON. dragged Ivory Coast to the final, came back, played rest all the games again. Now he's going to the World Cup in the summer to play all the games, and when he comes back, he's going to be finished. In an ideal world, I'd want Ahmad to be rested this summer. It is what it is. Keep Ahmad, absolutely. Um, Acho says Mbumo is an enemy of football, but you need GA guys. So yeah, yeah, Atro. Yeah, we must keep Joshua Xerxes. I'm tired of losing the footballers, man. Mbimo is not even Salah. He's Jared Bowen. All right, when it comes to Mbimo, guys, just as you guys said in the chat, man, and I've said this before, I explained what Mbimo was. I analyzed him. Go and check out my previous videos before we signed him. I warned my chat. I warned my chat that if you want to see beautiful football and all these things, Mbumo's not here for that. Mbumo's here to score goals, to be efficient. Mbumo is the Cameroonian Salah. Not pretty on the eye. The ball will bounce on off his feet. You know, all of these things, but he will still score goals. He will still score goals. And I said that the way he scores a lot of his goals, hardly any backswing. Backswing, yeah. Sometimes he just shifts it with his left and slap. I like players like that. I don't think Mbumo, Carrick's going to keep using Mbumo, Cunha, and Ahmad um, mobile front three. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. There's a problem now because the way that Premier League is going, Brian Mbumo might be selected more than Sesko because of his running around. Sesko, can Sesko do the loading? Can he play multiple games a season? Can he press like Mbumo? Is he as agile as Mbumo? That's the thing. Brandon Boomer is going to be selected as a 9 next season again. I think he will. So we're going to have to put up with the fact that when Mbumo plays as a striker, guys, his hold up play and his link up play is going to be very stinky. That's just Mbumo. Wait. Alfred. Did Alfred say keeps, sell, or loan Edison? Alfred's taking liberties. He's taking a piss. I'll sell Edison. Yeah, no, come on, Edison. I think Edison will be fine in our midfield. So yeah, Mbumo will keep the front three. Ahmad, Mbumo, Cunha will all keep absolutely fine. Cheeto, we loan Cheeto. I've been saying we should loan Cheeto for a long time. I've been saying, what is now the point of Cheeto playing for the under 21s and shit? Get this guy and let him play against men. Let Cheeto play senior football, even in the championship. I'm tired having this 6'2" guy play against other 18-year-olds that are like 5 foot. What does it prove? It's the Lukaku thing all over again. You're bigger and stronger than your peers, but it doesn't mean you're ready for men's football, right? Send this dude on loan in the championship. Let the championship defenders kick his shins, step on his foot. Let him experience that shit and let him come back. Because that's what Ahmad did. Ahmad went to the championship, got punched up, and came back and said, yeah, I'm ready now. I got my licks by the rough championship. Now I'm ready for United. I can be kicked and I will get up. Maybe that's what Cheeto needs. Hmm. Um, Eden Hazard, bro. Eden Hazard, man. I loved Eden Hazard, bro. Eden Hazard was one of my favorite ballers, bro. I loved Eden Hazard. Such a sick baller. I always think Eden Hazard should have been at Madrid earlier. It's a shame. Hazard had a Steve McManaman. You know Steve McManaman? Would I compare him to Steve McManaman? A tiny bit. A tiny bit. Um, Sesko is not a presser. That's the thing. Swings and roundabouts. If you want that pressing game, these pressing demons, you're gonna play the top. The top three is who you play, and we've seen that. Sesko, you keep Sesko obviously. And Xerxes. Oh, this is where I am with Joshua Xerxes. This is where I am now. I want Xerxes to play football. If Manchester United are not going to use Joshua Xerxes because he doesn't fit into whatever they want to do, let him go. If you ask me personally, would I keep or sell him? I'm keeping Xerxes. So how do I answer the question? Chosen wants to keep Xerxes, but I think Man United should sell Xerxes based on what I believe Man United are looking for. I don't think he's what Man United are looking for. And it's a shame because he's wasted Xerxes' time. Xerxes knows who he is as a footballer. He's been playing this way all his life. So to buy Xerxes and not understand his profile. And you know what I hate? Yeah. I hate how we can sign players, misprofile them, and we blame the player. We will misprofile a player, play him in a wrong position, not get the best out of the player and say it's a player's fault. It's imagine, yeah, you needing a doctor. You hire someone who you think's a doctor, but really they're not a doctor. They're a bus driver. So you misprofile that person and then asking the bus driver to perform surgery. What? That don't make sense. So we miss either we thought he was, I don't know, is his speed? Is it just his speed? He can't press. The way that Mbumo and Ahmad and Cunha run and close people down and run and press like mad, that's not Xerxes. Xerxes is not going to give you that. He's just not. I think that's one of the reasons why he doesn't play. That's one of the reasons why, and it's not his fault. Football has just changed. Football has changed a lot in the last 2 years. And Xerxes for me needs a team that appreciates what he is as a footballer and plays to his strengths. And I don't know if we are going to do that for him. It's been how many years now? 2 years? Maybe even three. I like Xerxes. He's one of my favorite footballers, but at the same time, I'm thinking if he's not going to play, why keep him? Why keep him? So, what's the chat saying about Xerxes? I think Jason Will Smith will indeed sell Xerxes, at least loan him and get. No, Alfred. I beg. I hope we do not go anywhere near Liam. Liam Delap. I hope so. Acho says I'm on the type. If Josh wants to go, then I don't mind. Given how they have treated him, he deserves to be selfish now. Yeah, it's one of those ones. If he pushes for a move, the fans will hate him. This is why I hate the fans, bro. The fans want to abuse players because they don't treat players like humans. Like if you're Xerxes and you've been treated this way by the club, you don't play football. If you ever utter a word of "I want to leave," oh anyway, get out of here. You don't want to stay here. You don't want to fight for your place. I hate you. I'm like, bro, the man has been fighting for his place. He goes to training every day. He doesn't get picked. What the hell do you want him to do? If he stays, he's not good enough. And if he says he wants to leave, you're going to crucify him. Sometimes the fan base is absolutely trash. And the bottom three is all gone. I say the bottom three is all gone, but technically speaking, if Rashford doesn't get sold this season, he's staying here. So they can grey out Rashford all they like. Yeah. They can grey him out all they like, bro. If Bayern don't come in for this guy, and I hope they do, then where does he go apart from staying at United? Today apparently is the last day that Barcelona can exercise the option to buy. Today's the last day. Today is the 15th of June. The transfer window officially opens today. Sancho has gone. Once again, a player that's overhated. There's a pattern of players who are overhated. They usually look a certain way. We live in a certain country, so it is what it is. So there you are. T Kiss was come in the chat, says sell Martinez. Ah. Is Martinez on the sell list? I think we said keep him because of the lack of defensive options. I feel like if we sell Martinez, we're just gonna have Lenny Euro, Heaven, and Maguire as the three centre backs for two positions. I want to sell Martinez, right? But pragmatically, I don't know if we can sell Martinez until we get in a defender. If we get a defender this summer, then sell Martinez. I don't want Rash back, Atro. I don't want Rashford back. Listen, even if Rashford played for Barcelona and won the Ballon d'Or, I, I don't know if I want him back. You know when something's just done and it doesn't matter what you do afterwards, I still don't. It's just done. Because sometimes, what's the thing? Something makes fights. Um, what's the thing that they styles? Yeah, styles make fights, right? I don't think Rashford the way he plays football. I don't think we're on that. I think we need someone to track back, to run back, to press. He can afford to do how he played in his last few seasons of United, where he's just walking around sort of thing. He can afford to do that for Bayern, maybe afford to do it for a Barcelona. He keep the ball all the time, but I don't know if we can afford Rashford back at that left forward. Not ahead of Dorgu. Not ahead of Dorgu. Big up T Kizzles in the building. Alfred says keep Martinez. We need the butcher. Guys, I feel like I'm getting over Martinez a little bit, you know. But it's the thing about Martinez is when he plays well, he plays well. He's a warrior. It's his injuries more than anything for me. Big up TK. The butcher is vegan, bro. He has hung the meat cleavers and is talking suave. I think we can see creative football next season under the lights at Old Trafford. I hope so. I am, guys, I am optimistic for the summer. I am optimistic for the season. And I know some of you guys aren't optimistic. I get it. But I can't sit here and be hella negative. You guys wouldn't tune in if I was just always angry. And after the season that we had, especially how we ended it, if guys, I can't wait, guys. Guys, we're gonna be back in the Champions League. As scary as it is playing against these big teams, and some of you guys are like, "Oh, we're gonna get thrashed and all these things." Oh, it's gonna be so good to be back in the Champions League, guys. So good, man. The champions against Bayern, against PSG, against all these teams. I'm ready, guys. Big up the chat. That was us going through the United squad. It looks like our keep list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, even Xerxes. I don't know if but let's, 12, yeah. We basically have only 12 or 11 players on our keep list. Is that, what does it mean, guys, that we've got a squad of 24 and we only have about 10, 11, 12 players on our keep list? This is why I'm saying, guys, and the reason why I did this exercise is to show if we want to play in the Champions League, FA Cups, full competitions next season, and we only really rate 11, 12, 13 of these players, We need a squad. We need a squad. We need a squad. Because apparently we want to sell at least 8 or 9 of these players and loan about 4 or 5 of them in the 24-man squad. What does that mean? What does it say about how we feel about? Because I can be optimistic all I like. Oh, these players are good. We got the best strikers in the league. I've been saying these things, but then we do this exercise and we only want to keep 12 players. However, that being said, most of our attackers are in those 12 players. It's not our attackers that's the issue. If you look at the players that we want to keep, a lot of them are our attackers. Amads, Ibumos, Cunhas, Bruno. It's the midfielders. Look at the cell. Look at the cell. Casemiro, Mount, Ugarte. It's the midfielders that we don't rate, really. And that's the position that we are addressing right now, this summer. Big up. So let me know, guys. Let me know your thoughts on everything. I think all is good. It's good to look back sometimes at the season. A lot of my assessment, a lot of my thoughts about these players, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It starts from January. If I was making an assessment all the way from September, it will be different. I think my brain, when I'm looking at these players, I'm looking at them from January onwards, from Carrick onwards. From Carrick onwards. Yeah, Martinez. I think, listen, I understand the Martinez conversation. You know me, guys, I can hold both everyone's perspective. I get it. I get, because I just argued it. I argued why we should sell him and I argued why we should keep him. And I can see both. On his day, when he's playing well, he's a monster. He's all over you. He's the type of defender you don't really you want to play against him because he's small. Yeah, I can out jump him. But then when he's all on your back and he's just aggressive and he's just like a bull terrier, he's not a nice defender to play against. Gnashing at your heels. He fouls a lot. One thing about Martinez, yeah, that I kind of like, yeah, is the fact that when you watch him play, he fouls a lot, but he gets away with fouling because he's so small. He does. He gets away with it because the referee's like, yeah, he's at 5 foot. How can he barge you? How can he throw you on the floor when he's only 5 foot? He can. He can. Um, Big up TK. Big up Turkish. Just goes to show what we have been saying is facts. The squad has been underwhelming. Yeah, the squad as a whole is. The attack is okay. The defense is okay. The midfield, the midfield drags the squad down. The midfield drags the squad down. Big up Atro. I like your trade. Yeah, I mean, I think subconsciously I was looking at the good stuff, i.e., the Carrick stuff, rather than the. You know what, Atro? You said something interesting. You got to look at the whole season. You are right. You got to look at the whole season. But what if I told you that the first half of the season should be a write off because the manager was so bad? The manager was so bad. The system was so bad that none of these players, nobody looks good. Hardly in a system. And no, I lied. Luke Shaw looked good at left centre back. And Ahmad and Mbumo, and I kept saying it, were starting to cook under Amram, right wing back and left 10. They were starting to form something. So we were cooking in parts under Amram. We have to be honest. as much as you look back, I mean, it was terrible under Amram. Like, Amram, we were 6th or 7th under Amram, so it was bad. But was it that bad? Was it that bad? Morga, Morga, is that what people are calling Mbappe now? Mugape, like Mugape, you know, flipping the heck, bruv. Mugape, like Mugabe, you know, that's crazy. Will sell Martinez into the stands. His lack of athleticism is terrible. Sacre bleu. Unless he decided to pull Calvert-Lewin's hair, bro. That's funny to me, bro. That'll still be funny to me. Yeah, Mugape is crazy work, bro. Actual. This whole Mbappe is the Lord. He's like the Sith. Mbappe is the Sith leader. He's a leader. He calls the shots, bro. Like, listen, I said this to people. Mbappe left PSG. PSG won the Champions League. Real Madrid won the Champions League before Mbappe got there. As soon as Mbappe got there, they haven't been anywhere near. Mbappe is that guy that if you do not play to his strengths and make sure everyone plays to him, you might not get the best out of him. Mbappe as a footballer isn't a problem, but at the same time, you know when someone is a problem, but they don't have to be a problem. It's going to be very interesting. Madrid, they've signed Cucurella. I think today Cucurella was signed for Madrid, so they've got their left back. I don't know about Madrid, guys. What's Jose gonna do? Jose is gonna do the whole defense, counter attack. I can see Jose doing a split striker thing because I don't get why you don't do that. Have Mbappe and Vinny split strikers. Yeah, back to back UCLs as well for PSG. And it's unfair for me to say it's all Mbappe's fault. I'm going to be clear. You can't just say it's all Mbappe's fault because that's silly. I'm just saying he's a variable and he's a factor. For PSG to play the football that they play, where everyone's pressing, everyone can play football anywhere. Dembele can receive the ball from his back to goal. All these things, the midfield is fluid. You can't. Mbappe is not fluid. That's why I say Mbappe is a good footballer, but guys, understand the footballers who are really good because they're physical stuff. Like there are footballers who have half the physicality and the speed and drive as Mbappe, but they're just as technical or even more technically gifted. When half or a good portion of a player's ability is their physicality, I will always look at that player differently. As much as I think Mbappe is good, I know a good portion of his ability boils down to how fast he can run. And then I think about if Mbappe had a normal speed, like Mbappe was just a normal person, would he be as good? No. Then I'm like, does his speed attribute to like 20% of how good he is as a footballer or something? I'll just plot 20% from the thin air. But you know, a certain percentage. Then I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like, Modric isn't fast. And Modric is a better footballer. And that is why I don't like to use speed as a metric of how good a footballer is. Because sometimes, guys, I think being a good footballer should be how good of a ball manipulator you are. What can you do with the football at your feet? Not off the ball, how quickly you can run. And I get it. You can't separate speed from football because you have to run in football. And being quick does give you an advantage. So you can't separate. It's a good thing to be quick. But I'm not going to rate a football higher than another footballer because he's quick. Give an example. If I see two footballers as technically the same, but one's a lot quicker than the other, I might not necessarily say that that football is better because he's quicker. I don't necessarily put speed as the most important. I don't add extra value or extra weight into someone who's quick. I see speed as just another attribute, like short passing or long passing or awareness. I just see speed as just another factor. And if there's 100 factors, every factor gets a 1%, right? Some people see a speed demon who's not techie and be like, he's the best player ever. Who can't pass, who can't shoot, but they're the best player ever. Why? Because they're quick. That's where I'm like, I don't know if I fully agree. I don't know if I fully agree. PNP, guys. PNP. Alfred said Vinny at left back, Imagine if you're Vinny though, Alfred. Winning Champions League, doing your thing, then Mbappe comes. You're the guy, you're the star guy, everything's fine. Mbappe comes, problems. He becomes a dictator. Everything goes through him. I don't know. Jose might not stay at Madrid for long. You're right, Alfred. If he stays for more than 2 seasons. Fab confirmed we saved around 8 to 9 million on Amrim. Yeah, AC Milan. He's going to AC Milan, isn't he? They have a lack of chemistry. Plus, they are both wingers. Yeah, Vinny and Mbappe. I've said this already. I don't think Mbappe's a striker. I can't do the whole I'm a striker, but I can't play with my back to goal. Or I'm not going to score headers. Mbappe is just a very good winger. I don't like the wingers converting into striker stuff. I don't like even CR7. He plays up front because there's nowhere else he can play. That's it. No, let's not get into the CR7 stuff. Let's not get there. Mbappe's game is PMP based. Hardly any tech to. All right. I wouldn't say hardly any tech to his game, but it is PMP based. And with PMP players, I always say to myself, if he loses his pace, listen, CR7 is lucky. CR7 has tech, so CR7 has lost his pace. He's done. But he's been able to reinvent himself, especially in the modern game, because he could header the ball. He's a decent striker. Mbappe, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Mugape is searching for your IP as we speak, bro. Yeah, bro. This whole Elise to Madrid thing. Did you guys ever believe Elise was? I mean, it could still happen, but come on, guys. Madrid can't get Elise. 150 million for Elise. Who's better, guys? Elise or Doué? And be honest, who's better, Elise or Doué? Who would you take out of those two right now? Vinny may get bumped by Mourinho, bro. Listen, if they do that, Madrid ain't winning Champions League for a while. Ronaldinho ball handling plus Modric brains plus Mbappe speed equals Maradona, says TK. If you can combine someone's speed, if someone can be really quick and really intelligent, yeah, and really techie, beautiful. But some of these footballers, you just have one or the other. I don't think Mbappe is the most intelligent footballer. And these players that run in straight lines, I feel like the Mbappes and the Rashfords run in straight lines. Whereas the Ronaldinhos and all other dribblers at Hazards, they don't run in straight lines. They drop a shoulder and they change direction instantly and they're at one with the ball. You know the wingers that dribble, but they dribble like they're at one with the ball. And there are dribblers who kick the ball in front of them and run, kick the ball in front of them and run, and they're not at one with the ball. Sometimes they're fighting the ball. I prefer the dribblers that are at one with the ball, move and flow with the ball. The Brazilians, the Neymars, not the stiffies, not the stiff dribblers, the stiff ones that are just fighting the ball. Come on, ball. Come with me. No, you are the ball. Be the ball. Be the ball. Anyway, what am I saying about Elise? Elise is getting held as a next Ribery. Robin, Bayern is not letting him go, and he's not even in his prime age yet. Oh, there's Elise guy. Let me see your Elise. What's Alfred said? Alfred says Elise runs like tongue. So he moves like Snoop Dogg and his nonchalant gimmick. Yeah, Elise is hella nonchalant, bro. I love Elise, bro. I always bring back the I want to bring it up again. If I can find an interview, bro, right now I'll find it and bring it up just to end the stream. So Elise, so tell me about the goal. I got the ball, I shot, I scored. I love that shit, bro. Autistic as hell, bro. Elise over Due all day, every day. All right, it wasn't even a difficult question. The chat said Elise. Yeah. No, this is the one. This is the one. I love this. This is how I want to answer questions from now on. If anyone talks to me at work here, this is what I'm going to say.
Scored.
Listen to this, people. This is the best interview ever.
Just talk us through it.
Through what the goal. I think Will passed me the ball, shot, scored.
Nice and brief, but it was a moment that captured the game, that won the
Beautiful.
game. And what's the
Man,
feeling
told me
like
for
when
what?
the ball does
The
hit
goal.
the back of the net?
It
A
was
man
good
passed me the
feeling.
ball, I shot and I scored.
Do you feel you deserved it overall?
Yeah.
Yeah. One on one answers.
Just talk us
I
through it.
love that, bro. I love that shit. That's how I'm gonna move at work tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to work, yeah. There's one word answers. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do, bro. And the thing about Elise, yeah, I remember Elise at Crystal Palace and everyone kept talking about Heze. And I like Heze. I think Heze is a baller too. But after a while, I kept looking at this Elise, brother. And I was like, Elise is a baller too, you know. And I kept watching him more and hold on a second. I might actually prefer Elise over Heze. I might actually. And look at, I think, listen, Elise is better than Heze. In my opinion, he's better than Heze. But when he was playing for Crystal Palace, did anyone, 3 years ago thought he's gonna be this guy? He was him. That's why I've got faith in the likes of Mateus Fernandes and all these guys who are playing for West Hampton shit. Because some people didn't think Elise was a baller because he played for Crystal Palace. Some people don't think Mateus Fernandes is a baller because he plays for West Ham. Mateus Fernandes is going to prove so many people wrong, bro. I don't think you understand, because we haven't had since Pogba, we haven't, maybe, and Bruno, we haven't bought an attacking midfielder or a midfielder of a certain quality that I was excited about. I liked Casemiro, but I wasn't excited about Casemiro. Wasn't excited about Ugarte. Mason Mount, I wasn't excited about Mount. Bruno, even though we got Bruno, I wasn't overly excited about Bruno because I watched Bruno play and I knew his limitations. We've got used to Bruno and we've got used to the way he plays and we play through him. Right? And all these assist records, beautiful. But at the time, I keep saying at the time, Tottenham said no to Bruno. Everyone rejected Bruno Fernandes. The reason why we bought him in January is because in the summer, everyone thought he was leaving. Don't forget, Tottenham looked at him, Liverpool looked at him, Sporting Lisbon tried their best to shop him around and nobody, even we said, no, we're not buying him. He loses the ball too much. And then only because Lingard and Andreas Pereira were just not doing it for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the 10, we went into the window in January and we bought this guy. Let's not pretend. That's what happened when it comes to Bruno. But I've got faith, guys. Mateus Fernandes and all these guys, I've got faith. We'll see. We'll talk about our transfers on Wednesday anyway. Alfred says man age. That's funny. Man age. Olise. Yeah, Olise is scary. We can't even. Yeah, Edison is not even official yet. Edison will finalize his deal, I think, the 1st of July. That's when he will finalize his deal. I think that we will sign Mateus Fernandes before the end of June. I believe a bid will go in this week, maybe towards the end of this week, early next week. It might take 2 bids. I believe around 60 plus 10 might do it. We want 60, they want 80. Maybe something in the middle will do it. And I strongly believe it will be done before July the 1st. Assuming West Ham, West Ham want the money and they need the money. And I think West Ham need the money in before then. So they better. This is why I think United are chilled. I think United are thinking, if you want this deal to be finished before July, we've got the money. We've got the 60 million for you. If you want to take the piss out of us and do the whole 100 million thing, then we'll do it after July and you won't get the money in then. So you choose. You choose. Be reasonable, yeah, and do it before and give us a reasonable fee and we can do it before July. And if you're not reasonable, that's fine. It's got quiet on Tonali and it's getting to the stage now, guys. And some of you feared this. TK might have said this already in the chat. Some of you feared this, that Mateus Fernandes might be the signing in the midfield, in the sense that he might be the biggest name that comes in. We are not going to get both Tonali and Elliot Anderson. Sorry, Tonali and what's that left back? Lewis Hall from Newcastle. I don't think Newcastle are tapped, you know. Newcastle actually still think that Man United are their rivals. We're not your rivals, you idiots, bro. How can we be your rivals? So we'll talk anyway. Today wasn't really a transfer show, but there's a lot of things to talk about. We went through the squad. I feel like it was fun going through the squad. So many players that we want to sell, bro. So many players that we want to sell. Look at that sell list. Crazy. Not many we want to keep, and there's a few maybes. So it was a good exercise, man. It was I enjoyed it. I know everyone else has done this exercise. It also makes us reflect on the season we had. It makes us think about our future and makes us think about where these players are going to be. If Ahmad, for instance, keeps losing pace, because we need pace and power, right? PMP. If Ahmad gets slower, is he going to be a right winger for longer? Because I feel like Ahmad has lost a bit of pace. He has lost a bit of pace, Ahmad. So I hear when people talk about Ahmad's future, I hear it. I'm going to listen to it. I like Ahmad. I do. I will protect him. But I will listen to the concerns. Especially when we see how football is now being played. Big up Eddie. Yeah, bro. I'm still live. 9 o'clock, man. Yeah. Eddie, what's funny? I said to myself, yeah, I need more concise streams. I need to be an hour. I said I'm going to be an hour. And now it's after 9 and we're still here. Big up, though. Sometimes you got a lot to say and the chat is popping. The chat has been popping today. If I scroll up, keep scrolling. And that's what I want to see, man. It's the chatting about ball, bro. Beautiful stuff. Big up Eddie in the building. How much we save from Ruby signing at AC Milan? Like 5 mil. Yeah, TK. Didn't I read TK was at 5 to 9 million or something we saved? We saved about 5 to 9 mil. And the All or Nothing Amazon series will give us 10 mil. So, I mean, it's still money. It's not going to my pocket, but it's still money, I guess. Eddie says, keep Xerxes. Yeah, Xerxes on a little island by himself because I said, based on what Man United want to do and the trajectory of where I see football, I said United should sell him if they're not going to play him. It's really that simple. If you're not going to play him, sell him. But on a personal level, my bias, I want to keep him. That's my bias. You know me, I call out my biases. I let you know who I like and who I don't like so you know where my biases stand. So you know where I am when it comes to my biases. Maybe Milan doesn't get United games on TV or stream. There is no way they would watch Ruby do his suffering routine and decide he would be great manager. I hear you, TK. Going to Milan and saying, okay, guys, we are going to suffer. No, 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 no. We don't need to suffer. It's going to be interesting. Either way, the way I look at it is this. Ruben Amorim was able to be successful in Portugal. Lower league. He's got more time to buy his players, to construct his team. Don't forget, when Ruben Amorim went to Sporting, he was allowed to like sell 11 players and buy 11. That's why I said to you guys, in order for the system to work, Man United need about £1 billion to sell all their players and get 11 players to fit his system, like he did with Sporting. He literally tore up the Sporting team when he went there and got loads of new players and brought up some youngsters, Quenda and all these guys. He was never going to be allowed to do that at Manchester. That's what I kept saying. This is silly. Where are the wing backs? Where are the world-class wing backs he's going to buy it in? No, it was never going to work, I think, personally. But it might work at AC Milan, a lower league, more control. He won't need to spend as much on players, maybe at Milan. Maybe. I don't know, TK. I'm trying to... Nah, Eddie. Eddie, you're trying to scaremonger us with that talk, Eddie. Eddie says Xerxes needs to go. Man. Yeah. I get why the Xerxes thing will split opinions. I do. And you know what? I like Xerxes, but I hear it. I hear the whole Xerxes needs to go. I hear it. For his own career, he needs to go. You can look at it both ways. You can look at it from Xerxes' perspective. If you're looking out for Xerxes, you tell him to leave. If you're looking out for him. If you selfishly want a style of play to be played at United, you want him to stay. So it depends how you're looking at it as well. Eddie says it's confirmed. Are you sure, Eddie? Ruben Amorim wants Amad Diallo to be his first signing at AC Milan. He considers swapping Rafael Leao for Amad Diallo, as he sees the Ivorian as an ideal right wing back for his system. You're not touching Amad. Do you know how many people would actually say, yeah, let's do it? I think there are fans out there that would say, yes, let's swap Rafael Leao and Amad. Pace. Amad is better than Rafael Leao in every way apart from speed. I think Leao might be quicker. I'm not doing that. But it's an interesting story, though. Would you guys do it? Amram can hold 10. He doesn't deserve to poach off us after leaving us in the mud. Yeah, it's true. This guy basically came and said our whole team is shit. The worst Man United team ever. All these things. And then now he wants to come back and take... Listen. At least he's coming back to take some players. Ten Hag didn't even do that. We wanted Ten Hag to come back and take Højlund. He didn't do it. So... keep that Portuguese Rashford away from Manchester United. All right, guys. Spain, like I said, Spain drew just now against Cape d'Ivoire. First point in their history. We're going to have more watch-alongs. I think France are playing tomorrow and England are playing Wednesday. So I will be doing a watch-along for both of those games. I feel like it's been a good chat. It's been a good session. Keep and sell, looking at the squad. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Our next proper show is on Wednesday. Hopefully there'll be more news by then. There's not a lot of news, guys. Not a lot of transfer news. And you know me, I don't want to sit here and repeat. Like Adam Forever TV, Goldbridge and all these guys, they can literally do 3 or 4 shows a day and repeat the transfer news. You do a 1-hour morning show where they talk about Mateus Fernandez for an hour, not really giving you any information. And then at 12 o'clock, another hour on should we get him? Can we get him? I can't do that, bro. I can't do that. So once we get proper news, proper transfer news, we'll talk. And hopefully by Wednesday, we'll get some news to talk about. So big up the chat, the community. The Discord is in the description as always. TK, Atro, Eddie, these men run the Discord really. A lot of transfer news is is said, spoken about in the Discord before I even speak about it. Atro and TK will, will put in loads of news about stuff before I get a chance to speak on it in the show. So I like that. I really do like that. Egypt won, Belgium 0. Also, the World Cup is starting to hot up, TK. I feel the World Cup fever is returning a little bit. TK says, I'll tell Ruby and AC Milan that Ahmad is 130 million. TK, when are we gonna start slapping crazy money on our players, bro? And start taking a piss the way everyone else takes a piss, TK. Those who want to do a swap should be sent to footy jail, bro. Like, let's say Ahmad is not a winger in the next 2 years because he doesn't have the pace to beat his man on the right hand side. Let's see what happens to him. Let's see what he becomes. Because one thing I like about Ahmad is that when he gets to the penalty box, his close control, his first touch, he's got the, similar to Xerxes, his touches in the penalty box and Cunha to a certain extent are just so nice. It's the close control 1-2. You don't want to tackle him when he's in the penalty box, Ahmad, or try to with his little quick feet. So I think maybe not in the Premier League. The Premier League is just pace and power, physicality, and I don't know if he's going to survive in the congestion of the number 10 role. But Ahmad, we'll see. Because 2-3 years ago, people were calling for Ahmad to play 10. I'm just putting it out there. We never know. Eddie believes a story about Ahmad. To be fair, Eddie, Ahmad was the greatest success under Amram. Was he? Would you say Ahmad? Let me try to think about this before I make these claims. Back three. Yeah, Ahmad at right wing back. This is why I'm not having the whole Ahmad slander. For 2 years, he was just our guy. At right wing back, he was the guy. Even under Ten Hag, yeah, when Ten Hag played Ahmad as a right forward, he was balling out. Ahmad might have been Amram's or one of Amram's biggest success stories. So I kind of see why he would want Ahmad to, as a wing back. Yeah, you can't get any better than Ahmad. As a wing back, he's a better attacker than Hakimi and all these guys who play wing back. Not as good defensively, but attacking wise, you can't get a better wing back than Ahmad. So as a wing back, yeah, 120. If you want Ahmad as a wing back, give me 120. And you can have him. Nah, not even that. TK says 130. I'm not joking, TK. Eddie says, yeah, Adam TV puts in work, but waffles too much. I think there's some people who do this job, who do the YouTube thing, who can talk for a long time. But after listening to them for an hour, you realize there's not a lot of substance. They can talk about one topic and talk and say, Man United could do this and Man United could do that and they should do this and think about what this guy's going to do and think about what Brado wants. And after an hour, you realize you don't know more. It's just filling the space with words and a conversation. Sometimes guys want to click on YouTube just to hear football conversations and fill the space anyway. So I get that. But for me, I want my content to be purposeful, meaningful. I want to have fun and all these things, but I want to talk deep football and perspectives and all of these retrospectively and all of these things. And I want it to be more. I want it to be more, guys. So big up the chat. Belgium shots on target, 0. TK, we didn't factor in, I said this before, when we did our predictions, TKs, we didn't really factor in too many upsets. Spain drawing with Cape de Verde, that's crazy. Ahmad should have been playing 10 ages ago. That's the thing about the Premier League. You know them ones you can't sometimes grow. Because if Ahmad was playing in a different league, he might be allowed to play 10 because playing 10 in different leagues is not like playing 10 in the Premier League. Like sometimes to play 10 in the Premier League, you've got to be so big and robust and strong. But maybe to play 10 in a different league, you don't have to be. And there's no right or wrong. Just because this league is more pace and power doesn't mean it's better. You know? African teams are doing well in this World Cup. It's not easy for anyone, no more, even the big teams. It says Eddie. Eddie, and that is the whole point, isn't it? It's to raise the technical floor of football around the world. Yeah. I said to myself, how long will it take before I'm watching Morocco against Spain, or I'm watching Ivory Coast against France, or Senegal against... How long will it be before I don't even notice the difference? It's happening. It's happening. We have an Ivorian and a Cameroonian in our first team, and they are two of our best players. Yeah, it's happening, which is what the whole point, right? This is what FIFA said they wanted to happen: a convergence of talent around the world. It shouldn't really matter where you're born. If you're good at football, you're good at football. So I like the new format. I like the fact more teams are included. We can see more teams. Not everyone likes that. I know UEFA have come out and said what they've said, right? Damned the competition for having more teams. And at the time, I was like, why do you need so many teams? But every competition is expanding. The Champions League has expanded to have more teams. More teams mean more opportunities for other nations. And if you're the best team, if you're France and you're Spain, it shouldn't matter. You're going to get to the final anyway. So you might have to win one more round of games. You might have to beat another African team, or an Asian team. But if you're the best team, it shouldn't matter. You're going to win anyway. So I like that. I like that. And I think me and TK spoke about this. We are closer. I don't think it will happen this year. It won't happen this year. But we're getting closer to an African team. You know, Ivory Coast might be up there. Ivory Coast's midfield is dead, though. Their midfield is dead. But Ivory Coast's attack is okay. Ahmad will have a good season coming up. I hope so. I really hope so. I hope so. When we start winning Chosen, then United can start slapping the crazy prices. That's why I said, Acho, so much will change once we start playing in the Champions League. One season in the Champions League and then falling out of it. Let's say we fall out of the Champions League. That will be so bad for us. We need to now return back to being a serious team where we qualify this year and next year. Because we're getting the Kunis and Mbumos by just being Manchester United. We're crap. We are crap, and we got those two players. Once we start being good again, winning stuff, Champions League, on top of the fact that we are Manchester United, I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. Can't win anything with Tillemans and over the hill KDB. Belgium are cooked. Is that who they're still playing, TK, in there? TK, let me see. I'm not watching the game, but let me see. What are going on with this Belgian team, bro? Because is that Brazil? Yeah, Brazil playing Casemiro. As much as I love Cas, bro, you can't. Should you be starting with Casemiro in the World Cup? I don't know, bro. 62 minutes. Oh yeah, Onana and Tillemans. Oh snap. Doku, De Bruyne, Trossard. Yeah, you got Onana and Tillemans double pivot. Then you got De Bruyne as a 10. Ooh. Yeah, TK. I don't know, TK. I don't think we rated Belgium. TK, when we did the predictions, I don't think we rated Belgium at all, did we? Yeah, this Belgium side is smelly. Where's Hazard's? Where's the sauce, bro? Where's the sauce? Lukaku's on the bench. Bro, they deserve to lose. Eddie says Stephen Howson is the worst. However, big up to him. He's looking in good shape now. Yeah. I used to watch a lot of these guys. That's why, listen, this is the reason why I wanted my own channel is because after a while listening to a lot of these guys, you realize that they're very basic. And most guys just want basic. What I'm doing, I might get a subscriber a week. And I'm still building. But I just wanted more. I wanted more from these contents. And I'm like, hopefully what I offer is something a little bit different. Introspection as well. Critical thinking as well. These guys just reporting the news, say this, say the transfer stuff. That's fine. There's a place for that. And hopefully there's a place for all different types of content creators in this YouTube space. There's options for all of you guys. Anyway, guys, we're coming towards the end. I never knew I'll be 2 hours on stream, guys. I didn't intend to be 2 hours on stream. I knew the Dutch and Belgium would struggle. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the Dutch. Apart from Frankie de Jong, I'm trying to think of the Dutch midfield. It's jokes. The Belgium team does not surprise me. They haven't generated any more good talent in the current day and age. Yeah, man. Belgium need to go. They need to recolonize Algeria. Because it isn't like Hazard and them man Algerians. Isn't Hazard like the same as Zidane? Aren't they like from Algeria? How comes is Lamau injured? He didn't play today. Is he injured? Because Spain are not. If Lamau's not injured, then Spain are not serious. Do you know what? Yeah, TK, you man, the Dutch midfield, yeah, isn't bad. I forget that Reinders is Dutch. Gravenberg, De Jong, but Reinders ain't got the PMP like that though. Gravenberg has. Frankie De Jong, does he? Eddie says soon Jamaica will catch up. Reggae boys. Yeah, man. Listen, Jamaica only missed the World Cup, yeah, because of Curacao. Was it Curacao that... Jamaica are not bad, bro. When I think about Jamaica, yeah, and what we could have, this might be for another stream, yeah. Jamaican national football team. Because, obviously, Leon Bailey... You had Leon Bailey, you had Damari Gray, right, for Jamaica. And you got players like Mason Greenwood, who have who are Jamaican heritage, that we're trying to get to play for us. And Jamaica have qualified for a few World Cups before. It'll come, man, because at the end of the day, we can't be good at everything. And I always got to remind myself that while Jamaica, the diaspora is huge, like the Jamaicans outside of Jamaica, the legacy of Jamaica is huge. There's so many Jamaicans and descendants of Jamaicans outside of Jamaica. I get that. Such as myself, for instance. But Jamaica as an island is small, bro. Like, I always got to remind people, for Jamaica, the small island of Jamaica, to be so good at so much shit with hardly anyone living there is incredible. That being said, yeah, apparently our population of Jamaica is 3 million. I thought it was 2 million. 3 million. That's a lot of people in that small island, you know. But at the same time, all 2.8 million. To have 2.8 million in a little island, that's just like, when it comes to music, when it comes to art, when it comes to sport, athletics, we're just good at shit, bro. We're just good at shit. Anyway, enough about Jamaica. Enough about Jamaica. Big up Oz. Lukaku, bro. Lukaku with his Timberland boots. Lukaku with his. You know what's funny about Lukaku? Lukaku was the first. Lukaku, yeah, as a striker, right now would be one of the best strikers around. Like Lukaku, when he was playing, was one of the, for me, wasn't a great striker. His first touch and all these things, right? But compared to strikers now, he would be one of the best. Hey, anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys. You know what? Maybe I should be watching the game too. Everyone's talking about the game. Everyone's got the game on except me, bro. Like, what the hell? Everyone's just talking about the game and Lukaku and shit, and I'm just not watching it. Let me see what I've got, guys. It's dead. I bet the game is dead. Is the game even good, people? I bet the game is dead. Belgium, Egypt. 1-1. Oh, 1-1. What the hell? Anyway, guys, 70 minutes on the clock. Belgium versus Egypt. I'm going to log off now, people. Leave you guys to watch the game. Good session. Good show. 2 hours show. It is what it is. Big up the chat. Atro, Eddie, T Kizzles. Listen, we saw Wendell. Wendell jumped in. We ain't seen Wendell in a hot minute. So big up Niche Fan and everyone else who jumped in, man. It's been a good show. We will be back on Wednesday. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you guys soon. Big up, man.